What if abstraction in the Amazing Digital Circus isn't just about losing control? Because when you look at Scratch, Ribbit, Kaufmo, and Jax, a much darker pattern starts to appear. Before they became abstracted, something was already breaking inside them, and the story of each character is surprisingly different. Let's start with Scratch. Scratch's story may be the most unusual of the four. According to the revelations we've gathered, Scratch was dealing with a serious condition and created Cain hoping he could somehow help him, but things went horribly wrong. Cain copied Scratch's mind and brought that digital version into the circus, and when the system attempted to repair that mind, something became corrupted. Eventually, Scratch abstracted. So unlike the others, Scratch's path may have been connected to what happened to his digital mind itself. But then we have Ribbit, and her story is much more personal. Ribbit was one of Jax's closest friends. She trusted him enough to open up about her life outside the circus, and for a moment it seemed like the two genuinely understood each other. But after Jax revealed something deeply personal, he began pushing Ribbit away. Their relationship eventually turned into a serious argument. Ribbit still wanted to be friends, but Jax refused to listen. After that, Ribbit became increasingly isolated and depressed, and eventually, she abstracted. What's interesting is what happened afterward. Jax didn't simply forget about her, he carried the loss with him. And that brings us to Kaufmo. Kaufmo was another close friend of Jax and Ribbit, but unlike Ribbit, his story appears to be connected to his growing instability and his desire to find a way out of the circus. As his condition worsened, Kaufmo eventually abstracted too, and episode 9 gives us something we didn't fully see before. Jax actually cared about what happened to him, he just didn't know how to show it. So by this point, a pattern begins to emerge. 3 characters, 3 different struggles, but they all eventually reach the same place: abstraction. And then there's Jax, because Jax also experienced loss, isolation, guilt, and emotional pressure. He lost Ribbit, he lost Kaufmo, and instead of openly dealing with that pain, he seemed to build a completely different persona around it. He jokes, he pushes people away, he acts like nothing matters. And maybe that's why Jax is so interesting, because perhaps abstraction isn't simply about how much someone suffers. It could also depend on how they respond to that suffering. Ribbit became isolated, Kaufmo became increasingly unstable, Scratch's digital mind was corrupted, but Jax built walls around himself, and eventually those walls may have become his way of surviving the circus. So maybe the real question isn't why did these characters abstract, maybe it's what happened inside them before they did. Because in the digital circus, the scariest part of abstraction might not be what happens at the end, but everything that happens before it.